Hey guys, I'm Colwen. Got another Transformers video. Now we're going back even further. This is Transformers Classics. This is Classics Hot Rod. We hadn't gotten a new Hot Rod in a long time when this guy came out, and he's got issues by today's standards, but back in the day he was really cool. He does have an add-on kit here. We have his Target Master Flame Blaster something. I don't know his name offhand. And then he got these extra gold wings up here that you can take off, and we can add to Flame Blaster and make Flame Blaster into like a crossbow kind of weapon. And that's cool. And he's got a 5mm handle here and a smaller 3mm handle here. And yes, Hot Rod needs to hold him by the smaller handle. This bigger handle was made to work with an add-on kit. This guy right here is Fans Project, and this is another little Fans Project thing. We're going to take those pieces back off and put those off to the side and transform him real quick. And he looks cool also. He's a neat little dude. And we're going to go ahead and put him right there. And let's get our size comparisons in. We have Film Noir Spider-Man. We've got Scourge. We've got the Dead Autobot. We've got Barricade. And here's Hubcap up in here. And we're not going to see him anymore for the rest of the video. We got to show off the other Hot Rods. Hold on a moment. Let's go ahead and do our Hot Rods comparison. We have the Hot Rod with Titan Return Hot Rod, Studio Series Hot Rod, Titan Return Hot Rod, Animated Hot Rod. Come on, everybody stand up straight. And Generations Classics Hot Rod. Let me get all these guys in camera. So they all look pretty good together, side by side. You can see how they've changed from the classics to the animated to the Titan Return to the Studio Series. It's very nice. I like it. So, Classics Hot Rod. He's got his own blaster gun, which we're going to set over to the side there. And yes, he does come with a very cool flame effect missile thing that goes in there and looks great in robot mode, but is really meant for the vehicle mode where it looks like he's blowing flame out his exhaust port. Before we continue any further, we have the other Generations Classics Cup. Yeah, Cup is noticeably taller than Hot Rod, but I don't know why they did that, or probably just how the design works out, probably. Articulation on Hot Rod. This is when he starts to kind of fall behind a little bit. His head is on a flat, straight swivel. He does have light piping, but it's a really dark blue, so it doesn't really work out very well. He's got the nice silver paint job and nice golden flames and stuff. He's got this weird, there's a ball joint inside the torso, and then there's a swivel in the arm, but it never really works right. He's got the floating elbow syndrome, really bad going on there. He does have, they call it a communication device on the packaging originally, but this is really more for being his own. I call it the saw from when he was cutting Cup out of the, when he was saving Cup, but hey, they call it a communication device. He does have a waist joint, but no, he does not have a waist joint. It just looks like he does. He's got 90 universal jointed hips. He's got to have a... No, that's just a sliding joint for transformation in there. Universal jointed hips. He's got another hip further down, but that's part of transformation. And he's got a knee bend, and his ankles, his feet can kind of articulate, but not really. Again, that's more for transformation. Speaking of transformation, let's go ahead and get into that. Push his fists in, line his side panels up. Mine is broken somehow up in here, so if his entire arm comes flying off at some point, That's the reasoning behind that. But it's good enough for what I do with him, display him and stuff. Fold his feet away. Come down here to the legs. Bring his legs out on that second hip. Lock those panels down on either side. See what I'm doing there? And then take this panel here on the front of his thigh, front of his shin, and fold that up and over. Then we can push the tires in, come to his backpack and turn the entire backpack around. And we can now lock the backpack in place. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. His chest now. We're going to go ahead and fold that up. Oh, there we go. That's how mine is busted. I have a piece of plastic missing on this hinge here. And if I'm not careful with it, I can just rip the entire chest off. Bring the arms around. I like how they did this bit of tech detailing underneath that you're really not even going to pay attention to. Then there are these sliding joints on either side that you're going to push the shoulders in. Like that. And then tab those. And as you're bringing this back, you need to spin the sides of the fins over. And then that too, there is slots in here to tab in. And here we go. And we can take the gun and we can peg it on up in there. And if I want to, I can bring these back in here. And they do slip on in a very specific way. Is that it? Yes. These little slots here want to go around that little ridge there. And here we have Hotrod in his vehicle mode. And I like this vehicle mode. Like, this is really what started the entire... Like, everything else is straight up inspired by this guy. And he's a very good... For his time, his vehicle mode and his robot mode were really fun and really good. Can you properly tab in? And can you properly tab in? And can everything be properly tabbed in? You can actually see the seat inside the cab. They have little painted seats in there and like little stuff in the back, and there have actually been people that have gone in there, and you can cut away at the edge and hinge this thing up and down, but it's something I don't want to bother with. You can see his head, visible head center, which is a little bit right in there. Got the rub sign in there. Can you rub? Rub. Oh, thank goodness he is an Autobot. And yes, I know, we gotta see them all together. Here is Studio Series. Here is Titans Return. Here is Animated. Here is the other one. And they all look really, really good together, I know. So, Classics Hotrod. Let's go ahead and bring in the vehicle comparisons. We got Scourge. We got Hubcap. We got Barricade and the Dead Autobots. We've got Film Noir Spider-Man. And I do have Classics Cup right here. All the Hot Rods do similar stuff in their transformations, and like I like Classics Hot Rod, but there is definitely much better versions of Hot Rod to get than this guy. His articulation is lacking, his transformation is stiff and like old, and just like I like him. He's cool for what he is. But overall, I can't really recommend him unless you already want to get him. So, this has been Colwen talking about Transformers Classics Hot Rod. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.